Hey y'all, Milton Davis here. It is Monday night and we are live. And what reason I wanted to come to you guys today was because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our special this week, which is Amber in the Hidden City. Wanted to give you a little background on it and how this book came to be and what's going on with it. So early on, when I started selling, at different cons and events, I always had parents with younger kids coming and asking me, did I have anything for younger kids? And at the time, my mindset wasn't in that place. I wasn't looking at writing anything for younger children. I was looking at teens and higher. And I just didn't really consider it. But it kept happening. Every time I did an event, someone was asking me, do you have anything for younger kids? And I'd be like, no, I don't have anything at this time. So I started to think about it. And I said, maybe I should write something for a young age, something that was African based, fantasy based for younger children. And my wife, being a teacher at the time, was like, "Well, yeah, you should write something, because the only thing we have for young black kids are usually history books and stuff like that. But we don't have anything. We don't have a lot of stuff that's just is fantasy and something that they can have fun and imagine and stuff like that." So being a writer, and at the time especially, I just couldn't sit down and write something because it needed to be written. I had to have some kind of I guess say I had to have the energy for it. I had to have it had to be something that I really wanted to write for me to do it. And so I would think about it, and I would think about it, and I'd forget about it, and I'd think about it. And one day I got this ideal, and that is the ideal that came to be Amber in the Hidden City, which I have a copy of right here, so you can see it. A little glare because of light in, but that's Amber in the Hidden City. So I came with this ideal about a young African American girl. And there's certain things I wanted to do in this story. I didn't want this to be your typical um, middle grade fantasy where the child came from a broken home or both the parents were dead and or they were staying with the evil uncle slash aunt and all that kind of stuff like that. I didn't want that to be the story. I wanted it to be something different. I wanted this child to come from a stable home. I wanted it to be something that a child from Atlanta, and I wanted it to connect with the African diaspora and the African continent. And so I took all those things and put it all together and came up with the concept for Amber in the Hidden City, which many of you have probably read, and if you haven't, you will soon, hopefully. So once I had the story done and had it all together, and I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew how I wanted to play with it, of course, I had to get a cover artist. And at the time, I was, knew an artist by the name of James Eugene. I was like fascinated with his work. James, if you're seeing this right now, get in contact with a brother. Would love to work with you again soon. But anyway, um, got with James and we played around with a couple of different concepts. And then we finally came with this particular concept because I wanted a picture of Amber. I wanted her, I always had that image in the beginning of Amber looking into a mirror and seeing herself in, say, traditional clothing or something similar to that. And James, being the person that he was, he came up with this concept, came up with this ideal. And this cover art is actually probably more famous than the book. One of the things I used to do back in the day, just to kind of get people interested in a book that was coming up, was that I would get the cover art and I would deliberately release it early because I wanted to start a buzz with the cover art. I knew I was working with some great artists, and I felt the best way to do it, the best way to get the some attention would be to get that artwork out there. And I know some people are like, oh man, you don't want your artwork to get out there because it's going to go viral and people are going to steal it and use it and stuff like that. But the reality of the internet is that people are doing that anyway. And so I figured I'd just use it to my advantage. And it really, it really grew. One of the things, the first things that we heard about was James came to me one day after we had released the artwork out, and he said he was up in New York, and his friends were like, "Hey man, congratulations, man, congratulations for you getting that job." He's like, "Getting the job? What are you talking about?" He said, "Yeah, that billboard job." He's like, "What?" So he goes to this place, and somebody had actually taken the image that we had created and put it on a billboard, and they were using it for advertising beauty supplies. And so throughout the years, it's been like that. I've seen people, using it for inspirational stuff and having their own little sayings to it. But the unique thing about it is that the people who have read the book, when they see it, they always get in contact with me and say, "Hey, man, check this out. Somebody's got this Amber artwork out here." And then I just go to those people's thread and say, "Hey, thank you for showing the artwork." And then I'll put a link to the book and stuff like that. So it's been kind of some like guerrilla marketing in a way. So wrote Amber, came out with the book, and I was really happy with the response I got from the book. And the interesting thing about it is that the book it has been popular throughout the diaspora, and it's been interesting on different perspectives that people come to the story. They all like it, but they like it for their own reasons, and it's been really it's made me happy to see that other diaspora cultures have looked at Amber's story and have basically adopted it, and basically have seen Amber in the story in themselves as well, and that's been really inspiring from the story. So of course, I wrote Amber, got it out there. It's doing pretty good, and it had to be a sequel. So I eventually wrote a sequel. In the first book, this is a middle grade book. Amber's in middle school, getting ready to go to high school, dealing with some of the stuff that she's dealing with that. In the second book, Amber and the Enchanted Sword, Amber is now in high school, dealing with some of the issues that come from the first book, and having to deal with a nemesis that has returned and stuff like that. But also, again, I wanted to incorporate some of the things that, I felt like a high school child would be going through during that time, especially in Amber's case, where she's now going from being at public school and going to a private high school where her parents will be a better situation for her. And so the story continues in this book. It's only been recently that I've actually decided to go with a third book. And as the books go on, Amber gets older. In the third book, Amber will be in high school, and she will be attending an HBCU. And I have a really nice story behind that, and I'm gonna hold back on that and talk about it when the time comes. But again, these are the books I'm going to be highlighting this week. I'm going to be talking about them more in general. We got them on sale right now. Amber is available as a hard copy. So if you have a library and you're looking at one and want something that's going to be a little bit more durable, there is a hardcover of it available as well. We did at one time work on a Amber comic book. We did a Kickstarter for it. It wasn't successful, but we do plan on circling back to it probably in 2024. I think there's a lot more interest in this now, especially in young adult and middle school books. So I think we'll have a better shot at it this time. We also have an Amber podcast out there that we've been working on. We work with Paula Wilson with Pep Squally. They've done an excellent demo and have been shopping that, and I mean it's amazing. I wish you guys could hear it. If you go to her site at Pep Squally, you can actually hear a sample of it. It's on her page, and also we've got some other stuff in the works for Amber. So keep your eyes open, because you may see Amber in some places that you would like to see it, but we haven't got there yet. One more thing as well. One of my author friends, amazing educator, B. Sharice Moore, has actually done a lesson plan based on Amber in the Hidden City. So if you have a classroom and you're teaching your students and stuff like that, you can actually use Amber, and she has a lesson plan that talks about some of the different aspects of Amber. So she uses some of the geographical places that Amber visited, like Senegal and places like that. She talks about some of the foods and stuff that Amber has. So if you're an educator and you like to get a copy of this of the lesson plan, just DM me and I can get that to you. So yeah, so that's Amber. I'm gonna put a couple of links in here for you so you guys can check the books out. This is just give me just a minute here as I shuffle through this stuff. Here's a link to the paperback that I'm about to post up here. Copy in the comment section. So that's a link to the paperback. I'm also going to do a link to the hardcover. Again, a lot of people who have libraries like the hardcover because the hardcover is more durable, and we do have a hardcover available. One of the things about Amber is that when it's in libraries, just to let you librarians know, it has a tendency to disappear. It's one of those popular books that you put on the shelf. It goes out and sometimes it never comes back. So there's a link to the hardcover as well. Amber is also available anywhere books are sold. So if you're overseas and you want to order the book, but we know that shipping will be expensive, you can actually order Amber through Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. It's also available as in ebook form and just about anywhere you want to get it. If you're familiar with Drafted Digital, you can actually order the book from a number of various ebook distribution sources. You can order it from us directly as an ebook, but it's available to you. Matter of fact, let me do this real quick. Just a minute here if y'all got a little time. See? Sorry, I'm taking your time so long, but give me just a minute to do this because I want to make sure you're able to get these books. And I'm not a robot. Okay. Here it is, Amber and the Hidden City. I think I'm doing this right. Okay, I got it now. I'm gonna put this up here for you guys. This link here is to books to read, and it will give you a bunch of different places where you can go and get Amber and get the Amber ebook. If you got Kobo, any other type of device that you use to read ebooks, you can go here and find Amber in that format. So again, this week is Amber Week. We'll be talking about Amber. We'll be doing some specials going on and stuff like that. I hope you'll participate. I hope you will get you a copy. And if you already have a copy, I hope you'll share it with your friends and get it to your friends and all that other good, wonderful stuff. So that's it. Y'all take care, and we'll see you soon. Peace.